What's the YouTube? This is Joe from Zephyr Games, and I'm bringing to you guys a deck update to Sunavalon. I've been really excited to update this deck with the brand new support that we received within Lightning Overdrive, being 2 extra deck monsters, which really help boost the consistency in the plays that this deck can do, as well as the recovery plays, as well as 1 additional revival card that we can search thanks to our Link 1. So stay tuned for that. Not only am I going to show you this profile, but I'll also show you a 3 card combo, like a 2.5 card combo that you can do within this deck, which gets you a complete board negation through your trap card with your Link 4, as well as a bounce, which is very, very handy. So if you enjoy that, stay tuned to the end to see that. So, as always, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously, if you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. And all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So, with all that said and done, let's get into this Sunavalon deck profile. So, starting off, we have the main card of the entire deck. If you didn't play Loki, you're not going to be able to play your deck at all. Like, literally everything revolves around this card, so you've got to play 3 copies of this. And you've got to play cert cards to get into that Loki. So we're playing the 3 copies of Lone Fire Blossom, and I'm playing 3 copies of Rescue Rabbit now, just because, as much as it's annoying if it just does get hand trapped, you essentially, unless you have other additional extender plays in your hand, you're not going to be able to do anything. It is such a strong card, because it's literally 1 card to Loki, which just really helps extend your plays and start you off. But to help protect that Rescue Bunny, I'm playing 3 copies of Gamma. I'm going with the hand traps early in this profile, just because it is to explain why I built it the way that it is. Because this is such a strong card, I want the Rescue Rabbit to resolve. I am playing the 3 Gamma and Driver to help protect that rabbit. Because if your rabbit tributes for cost, so it leaves the board, so your board is empty to then use the Gamma, and then you can just literally use tribute off the driver. I'm not playing a synchro target in my extra deck, because it's not guaranteed 100% of the time I'm going to resolve the Gamma. So I'm playing cards in the extra deck that are actually part of the combos, as well as things that will just help me keep going on. So, but if you wanted to play the synchro choice, you can do, but what I would do is I would just tribute off the driver, and then just within the combo of the what's his name, her Jasmine, and then that way the extra Gammas in deck can still resolve, because it could just revive driver from grave. And the other hand trap is just the generic Ash Blossoms, nice and simple with that. Moving on to the other Sunseed cards, we're playing 2 Sunseed Shadows, 1 Sunseed Twin, 1 Seed Maiden, 1 Sunvine Maiden. So Shadow is just a really good extender for this deck with your Gideous Loki, as well as an extender from grave. Sunseed Twin is a great follow-up card if you're still got your Link in play, because then you can just revive your Loki and start going off from there. And then Maiden is just a nice little pseudo protection hand trap that you can search off your Jasmines. For your other plant extenders, I'm playing the 1 Aurora Mage Lorel and the 1 Spore. Just nice, good generic extenders. If you didn't want to play Spore, you can play things like World Cat Rate Champion. It's just another way to extend from there. It's a good card to discard off your Sunvine Shrine. And I'm playing the 1 Black Green Zephyros the Elite. This is to help trigger your Link monsters on your turn to help continue your plays, and you're not constantly reliant on your opponent for doing things. To help get into the Zephyros, as well as a negate as well, we're playing 3 copies of Parallelic Seas. This is a great extender for this deck, because not only can we make 4 Strix to search our Zephyros to help resolve our Link monsters by burning ourselves, but we can also make Recur, Cream, Strenna, which then can get us into our Hyper Beast Hyperion. So Parallelic Seas is a great extender in this deck, and that's why I like to play it. Moving on to the spells, we're playing 2 copies of Sunvine Shrine. I still really like playing 2 copies of this, as well as the one brand new Sunvine Crossbreed. This is a continuous spell which tribute a link monster, then target one other plant in your graveyard special summon, but its effect is negated. You can only use this effect of Sunvine Crossbreed once per turn. You're not limited to what you revive, and you're not really limited to what you tribute. You just have to tribute a link monster. It can be one of yours, or it could be a link monster that you've stolen off your opponent thanks to your slasher. So you've got good consistency going there, and it can literally just turn anything into anything in this deck. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Unexpected Die. Great card to start off your play with, and the 1 card of 1 for 1. 1 copy of Foolish Bale, 2nd copy of Zephyros the Elite, or 5th copy of Zephyros the Elite if we count the 3 copies of Power Elixirs as well. 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of Call by the Grave, 1 copy of the Sunavalon Bloom to move into the traps, as well as 3 copies of Solemn Strike. I like to have the idea of, if I'm going first with this deck, not only can I end on the board of Durantade, Bloom, and the bounce, but I could also set some Solemn Strikes as well to help back them up. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, 1 copy of Sunavalon Durantade. You want to end on this going first 100% of the time, because at the very least this is going to get you a board negation, which is very, very strong. Not unstoppable, but it's still good for what you can do. 1 copy of the brand new Belantula the something like, it's a horrible name. Bigansula the Resurgent. Right, I probably butchered that completely. It's the brand new plant link 4 that we got in Lightning Overdrive. Just takes 2+ plant monsters with 2500 attack. During the main phase, quick effect. You can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, take damage equal to its attack, and if you did take damage, return it to the hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 2 or more link monsters from your graveyard whose combined link ratings equal exactly 4. Special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can use this effect of Belantula the Resurgent once effect per turn, and only once per turn. So it's a link 4 that can revive itself once, bounces an opponent's card, and the burn damage may seem negligible, but or damaging, but because we play things like Darius, we can then just recover that life points back and then get an additional plant on the board, which can be a slasher for additional attack damage. So really, really good card. He's actually not that expensive for being a secret. I think I got him for like £8 off tier 0. So have a look around and get a copy of this. This card is very much needed for this deck. Along with the brand new Sunavalon Milius. This card is fantastic. A fantastic extender in this deck. It's just so good. So not only is she a Sunavalon, so that means that our Sunvine Smasher can get a free become over 3000 thanks to this being a link 3, which just takes 2+ plant monsters, including a link monster. If this card is link summoned, you can special summon 1 Sunseed Guineas Loki from your graveyard. This card cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Once per turn, you can target 1 Sunvine link monster you control that this card points to. This turn, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of Sunavalon link monsters you currently control. So it can really allow your slasher to start wiping out your opponent's entire board by just attacking everything. And it's fantastic. It's a nice offensive Sunavalon for the deck that this deck needed, while also still providing you additional combo plays, but still also allowing a slasher to get bigger. We also play one of the brand new Sunavalon Daphne. This is your recovery link. So we don't have to play Pot of Avarice in here anymore, though I'd probably still toy around with potentially playing that card, just because it does recover more, and it is a form of consistency in the late game. So it takes 2 plant monsters, points left and right. This card cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. You contribute 1 monster, then target 2 plant link monsters in your graveyard, except Daphne, and return them to the extra deck. You can use the effect of Daphne once per turn. Nice and simple. If you're going for the extra link play, this is what you're going to be doing. Daphne in the middle, your 2 Miliuses on the side. But again, yeah, it's just recovery. In after turn 1, you'll make this, shuffle 2 link monsters back. You can tribute itself to do so, which is very, very handy. And then you can start going off and start link climbing from there. Then we have 2 copies of Dryas. This is your playmaker, essentially. You link this, search your search your shrine, and then start comboing off from there. 1 copy of Healer to combo with our Dryas to get our life points higher, so that way our Jasmines and our Lowells can start getting us pluses. And the 2 copies of Slasher. I wish I could play more, but this extra deck is so tight with all the options that you can do. As you can see, I'm not playing the Link 2 and Link 3 trees because you just don't have the room. Like, if we're going for the combo build, which this build is, we just do not have the room for all the other trees and the third slashers and things like that. So 2 slashers is just really all you need. So you shouldn't need more. You shouldn't really need more than that. 2 copies of Jasmine for your combos. Like, Jasmine's just so good. 1 copy of Force Strix to go with our Power Elixirs if we do not already have access to our Zephyros Elite. But if we do, we then just go into our Rika Strana, and then from there into our Sacred Tree Beast Hyperion. So that's it for the main and extra. I'm going to zoom out and show you guys the combo. So the combo is any way to get into Loki and your Zephyros Elite, or any way to get into that. Nice and simple. And then you just need 1 single discard. Like, it can be anything. So I'm just going to go with a Gamma. Why not? I'm just going to go with Gamma. So from here, you're just going to normal summon your Loki, link that off, and go into your tree. Your mother tree. The mother tree of Dryas. From there, Dryas is going to activate. And it's going to add you a shrine. From there, you're going to play the shrine, discarding the Zephyros since we have a sunavalon in play. And then we're going to use the shrine to revive the Loki. We're going to put Loki over here out the way for a moment. And then we're going to bounce the shrine to summon back our Zephyros. Take 400 damage. Dryas activates, gaining back that 400 life. And is then going to summon out Sunvine Healer. Healer is then going to target the Dryas and give us an additional 300 life. So bear that in mind. We have the life. From there, we're going to link the Dryas and the Healer into our first Jasmine. And from there, we're going to use Jasmine to release the Zephyros. Release. And then we're going to summon a plant from our deck. Can be, I believe it can be any plant. So let's go with the... Where's the hiding expression this card from your hand? Yes, that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. So yeah, we're going to make our Lowell. We're going to summon out our Lowell. You could summon like the Lone Fires and then just start only Lone Fire, Lone Fire, Lone Fire, Lone Fire. That's also an option. I just like to do this. We're going to use these 2. There's probably other ways to do this combo. This is just what I figured out that you can do with this combo. We're going to link summon to our second Jasmine. Since the Lowell is just used for link material, its effect activates and gives us 500 life. If this card is sent to go over, yeah, you gain 500 life. So now we gained 500 life, which then, since we did, both Jasmines activate, getting us to our hand. What I like to do is add the Shadow and add the Maiden. Oh, I also skipped a step. While we had the Dryas in play, we're supposed to activate the Shrine again and ditch the Gamma. So this is our current hand. Sorry, I skipped a step. So this is our current board. Now that because you have to have a sunavalon in play. Now that we're done, Sunvine Shrine, we can activate the Shrine again because it's not once per turn. Get back our Loki. From there, we're going to link these 2 off into our sunavalon Milius. From there, we can use Milius's effect to revive the Loki. Then from there, we can use the Loki and the Milius, the Maiden, to make a second Milius. From there, Milius is going to activate and revive the Loki. From there, since we have the Loki in play, we can special summon out our Shadow. And then we can use the Loki and the Midias to make our Duriantere. Duriantere activates. What I would actually do is, instead of doing that first, just because then it gives us more resources, I'll use the Loki and make my second Dryas. From there, Dryas will activate and get us either Shrine, or you can get the Crossbreed. It's completely up to you. I'm going to add the second Shrine, and then we can use the Dryas and the Midias to go into Duriantere. Duriantere is going to activate and get us the trap card. Like, my brain's just going dead for a minute. Sunavalon Bloom. Then we can use the Midias and the Sunseed Shadow to go into our Bircher, the Resandant. And then we're going to set the Bloom. So from 2.5 cards, like 2 cards being the Loki and the Zephyros, so any way to get into Loki and any way to get into Zephyros, plus a single discard, you get a Maiden in hand, like could be any plant in hand, a second Shrine, a Shrine already on board, a Link 4 that bounces, the Link 4 that just stays there, and then the Bloom to negate the entire opponent's board. Very, very good there, just from those 2 cards. If you added in, and this play just gets better if you add things like the Power Elixirs and things of that nature, because then the Elixirs is going to get you a Sacred Beast Hyperion, which then is another form of monster negation. And there's other ways that you can do this combo, I'm sure. There's other ways that you can build this deck as well. It's completely up to you. This is why I love this deck, just because there's so many different ways that you can build it, and so many different ways that you can play the combos out, and just to fit your playstyle and what your deck is specifically built to do. And there's other engines that you can play in this deck as well. Like, I'll show you one engine that I am considering on playing. If you've already seen our Rose Dragon profile, you've already seen this little engine. I'm thinking of playing this just because you can get the Mardell to get an additional plant, and then also taking in these means that you have an additional form of negation as well on your board, which is very, very strong. I have to try and find a way to fit these cards in, just because they do boost the consistency a lot. They do change the plays around a lot. It does give you additional cards on your board. So it's just fitting them in the deck. I might have to take out the strikes or some of the, like maybe one of the hand traps out or something like that. Things like maybe Call by the Grave. I have to take something out to fit that little engine in, but maybe Spore, because I'm not really using Spore that very much. But yeah, so that's it, guys. That's the deck profile as well as combo, and I guess little spicy little engine that you can play. If you enjoyed this, give us a like, comment, and subscribe down below how you're playing your Sunavalon deck. Until next time, as always, happy dueling.